Hello anyone and everyone, I am Albert Nobody, or at least that's what I call myself online whenever I'm not using the username my mom gave me when I was 12, Altoda. This is me reading from a script. I am not used to speaking publicly online and I have quite a hard time doing so, but I am aware that if I want to reach out with whatever I do, then I guess that this is my only way. I wanted to explain a little bit about my process when doing my submission for the very serious Juniper Dev Game Jam, Solemn Goblin Dress-Up Simulator. The theme got revealed when I was away to celebrate Midsummer with some of my nicest of friends. What I wanted to do with Spin to Win got to me directly. One of my favorite magic cards is Wheel of Fortune, and sadly there was no going back from that. I had a vision in my head that I wanted to do a sort of Wheel of Death thing, and for the second, or in my case first day of the jam, I did my best in order to collect the ideas that went off in my brain. The second day I had some sort of prototype going, but I wasn't truly happy with the game being a game about trying to miss a target, and when I brought it up with my girlfriend, she suggested since there's a serious sub-theme that I maybe should throw a top hat at him or something. I fell in love with the idea, and from there on I collected myself and kinda got on to designing the game loop. We also had a lovely picnic the same day with a couple of friends, and we got to see salamanders in the wild. I left the park with a lot of ideas of doing something related to the birth cycle of newts, but I stuck to my goblin instead. The third day I was off work for a deadline stretch that I had the week before, so I got some rest in, but I also got a lot of work done for the game. I added the goblin, which is an asset that I already made for an old project, and got some of the mechanics down. I wanted to create every asset from the ground up for this jam, but it's hard to motivate reinventing the wheel. All of the assets were made during the jam period, apart from the goblin and some UI elements that I designed for a project I did the week before the jam as a warm-up. That project, by the way, is called No Bloody Fingers, and I'll post a link to it in the video description if you're interested in trying it out. It's about cutting someone's fingers off into an industrial meat grinder. Tuesday to Friday are days that I spent in a daze. I can't really recall what the chronological order is for every feature and asset implemented, but on Thursday evening I playtested with one of my best friends and got some very well needed feedback. I got suggested doing a new game plus, and I thought okay, perfect, so I got into implementing these sort of features and tweaked the gameplay before release as soon as possible. During Friday I recorded music. I needed ambience and something easy, so I just improvised with a bunch of instruments and made a track consisting of stand-up bass, snare, mandolin, guitar, choir and a melodica. I think it turned out nice, and it's the same track you're hearing in the background right now. I spent the last day and night of the jam just mashing in features. I think my biggest roadblock was the gun that we're supposed to shoot the clothes at the goblin, but I managed to speedrun creating that asset and finish it like 1 hour before deadline. I did some tweening animations on it in Unity with shape keys, but I realized that that's a horrible way to do organic idle animations. Please let me know in the comments if there's a standard practice that I should look out for. If you would like to play the game that I submitted to the jam, there's a link in the video description, and I also want to thank you for checking in. I want to continue doing devlogs or similar content to kind of get used to being on the internet, even though I hate it. I really struggle with trying to get attention and show off my things, so I guess that this is going to have either good or bad consequences in the long run on how I reflect upon whatever I create. If I ever end up creating anything for someone else rather than me, then I want someone to hire a hitman on me or just flat out murder me with a hammer. I'm working on another game. It's called I Had a Dream I Was Nobody. It's about daydreaming, and it's my main focal point in my roster of projects that I'm working on currently, but making short games lately has been really refreshing for me, and I learn a lot from it. Take care everybody, best regards Albert Nobody.